Now on CoastTV News.
A code red goes into effect this afternoon for accumulating snow. Snow is developing to our west this morning. I'll track the snow on Futurecast and have snow totals coming up next.
Road treatment, it's a sign of the storm ahead. How Delmarva is preparing for its third winter system in less than 2 months.
They don't have the right to stand in the way of the United States government and the state of Maryland.
Wind energy response, that is what we are hearing after Worcester County officials attempt to stop wind farm development on our coast.
Another attempt. This former luxury liner's trip towards the Delaware Bay was delayed. We have the new departure for the SS United States and when we could expect to see it off of our coast.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And we continue with our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. It's Wednesday, February 19th, 2025.
Yeah, Lisa, if you like the cold, if you like snow,
then you're loving
we've got a great day for you today.
That's for sure. Well, neither of us like that, so we're not the happiest today. But first, meteorologist Bob Trahey is going to tell us more about what we can expect tonight and tomorrow.
Good morning, guys. I guess we could call it Old Man Winter's 1-2 punch. The cold and then the snow as we go later today into this evening. First, the cold, 19 in Redden, 20 in Delmarva, 21 in Ocean City. So temperatures are very cold this morning, and we've got a northerly breeze, too. That's gusting over 20 miles per hour. So those feels like temperatures, they've been down in the single digits. In fact, they still are in Ocean City. You feel like 8 there, 10 in Salisbury and Delmarva. Bundle up, 11 in Georgetown, 13 in Milton. And we have increasing clouds right now. That cloud deck will lower and thicken with time. We are seeing some radar activity showing up now across areas of eastern Virginia. With high pressure still in place and a lot of dry air, this is not hitting the ground. But farther to the west, we are seeing it snowing now across areas of the Ohio Valley and into the deep south as we're tracking low pressure now across Georgia. And this will be tracking our way and to our south. So we'll be on the northern side, the colder side of the system as we go through time. We do have a winter weather advisory for Sussex County, and that goes into effect this afternoon into this evening for a couple of inches of snow, maybe a little bit more in the way of snow from Salisbury to Ocean Pines and in that neck of the woods with a winter storm warning and a winter weather advisory for the eastern shore. As we're seeing the cold conditions, we increase the clouds. You see temperatures are hardly moving at all today, only mid-20s by noon, and I don't think we're getting out of the 20s. Now we could see some of that snow developing, especially later this afternoon into this evening from Salisbury to Selbyville, Bethany Beach, and south with lighter amounts to the north as we go into this evening. Much more on this system coming up. Your day part forecast is a cold one with 20s, cloudy skies, much more on this system coming up a little bit later on.
All right, thank you, Bob. And you're tracking the snow system making its way to Delmarva. DelDOT began preparing on Tuesday. The agency was seen brining the roads to get ahead of the third winter storm this year. What we're showing you here, this was around 1:30 in Lewis on Sweetbriar Road, 285 and Dairy Farm Road. DelDOT is urging drivers to give the crews on the roads plenty of space as they work and also for your safety.
And for continued coverage of this winter storm, listen to all of our radio stations, download our CoastTV First Alert Weather app, and follow our live updates. We are your source for this winter storm.
New this morning, Worcester County officials are attempting to move closer to a construction date for the Lewis Road Gravity Sewer System and Pump Station. That's near Berlin. County is looking to finalize the bid in building 5,200 feet of sewer line along with a pumping station. Once construction begins, county officials are looking for it to be completed in 240 days.
Dissenting opinions were enough to table emergency legislation about the West Ocean City Harbor in Worcester County on Tuesday. In order to help push back against the wind farm project on our coast, commissioners want to rezone that harbor, and the rezoning would allow for commercial and recreational fishing. However, any buildings intended to support offshore wind energy production would be banned. It is a move that is not sitting well with the alternative energy company that is attempting to build that wind farm.
They don't have the right to stand in the way of the United States government and the state of Maryland under general constitutional principles.
This legislation is expected to be brought up again at the next meeting on March 4th.
We're still awaiting a decision on short-term rental rules in Ocean City. The town is just trying to decide whether or not short-term rentals should have a 5-day minimum. And right now, there is no minimum stay for short-term rentals. Realtors and property owners have said that these rentals are a source of income, and this new regulation could negatively impact that. We went to Ocean City to learn what people there think about this debate, and here is what one man told us.
It might make sense. I see what they're trying to do. Personally, I mean, I know we live in a resort town, essentially. And so we have to find that balance between, full-time residents and vacationers.
Ocean City Council did not vote on the issue at Tuesday night's meeting. We are expecting this to be brought up again next month.
Developing news in Milford, plans continue to be worked on for an area called Deep Branch Park. Happening today, those plans will be reviewed this afternoon by Sussex County's Planning and Zoning Commission. Milford wants to transform the 19.4-acre parcel into a park on Rehoboth Boulevard. Some ideas for it include playgrounds, pickleball courts, and walking trails.
A bill in the Delaware General Assembly would expand criminal background checks to more state workers. Currently, only Department of Labor employees handling sensitive information are required to get checked. House Bill 20 would now apply to new hires, transfers, contractors, and volunteers across several departments. The bill also allows the Delaware State Bureau of Identification to keep track of any criminal history updates after the initial check. And this bill's been assigned to the House Labor Committee.
The Wicomico County Council is walking back on controversial kennel legislation. The county is amending a bill that would have put major restrictions on where kennels could be located. Originally, kennels would have to be 1,000 feet away from the nearest home, but now that number is just 500 feet. Plus, already existing kennels are now grandfathered into the old regulations, so they won't be forced to close if they aren't in compliance.
Happening this afternoon, the SS United States scheduled to leave Philadelphia. This after strong winds forced the cancellation of Tuesday's departure. The luxury ship was active in the 1950s and 60s before it was retired in 1969. Once the ship arrives in the Gulf of Mexico, it will be sunk and serve as part of an artificial reef. This will not be a fast-moving journey to the southern part of the Delaware Bay. If it leaves on time Wednesday, the ship will not be here in our area until Thursday morning. That's when we'll be able to see it off of our coast. Now taking a live look at Washington, D.C., the size of government. That's the big debate taking place there, with the Trump administration making cuts in the name of efficiency and savings, while the Democrats continue to push back. Trump is defending the policy that was a big part of his election campaign.
As NBC's Alice Barr shows us, Democrats are ramping up their rhetoric in attempt of keeping the status quo.
President Trump and Elon Musk presenting a united front in a newly aired Fox News interview on slashing the federal government.
The thrashing of the bureaucracy as we try to restore democracy and the will of the people.
The president casting Musk as an enforcer of his executive orders, despite a White House court filing saying Musk is not running the Department of Government Efficiency, while dismissing concerns over conflicts of interest from Musk's businesses.
If there's a conflict, he won't be involved.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want that, and he won't want it.
President Trump repeating that Musk's team is finding billions of dollars in fraud after earlier reading from pages of spending.
Listen to these numbers. This is all fraud.
Without showing evidence of what makes the programs fraudulent. A federal judge has found Musk's DOJ staffers can keep firing federal workers and accessing data systems, ruling 14 states who filed suit did not demonstrate imminent harm, while acknowledging concerns over, quote, the unchecked authority of an unelected individual. That as another judge paused the firings of 11 intelligence officers who were temporarily assigned jobs on DEI programs, while the leader of the FDA's food division resigned, saying the firing of 89 people effectively dismantled his group, tasked with keeping the country's food supply safe. And the Department of Agriculture is trying to rehire recently fired employees who were working on the bird flu outbreak, similar to efforts to reinstate some fired nuclear safety workers, all as President Trump defends his rapid-fire government remake. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
We're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News today.
Coming up, tainted waters warning, the sewage spill in Ocean Pines, and we have the action taken by the Maryland Department of Environment.
Also, Flu Focus will tell you what doctors say you should know as rise in illnesses is underway.
And benefit a blood donation, where you can get a limited edition t-shirt from a popular Delaware business when you give blood. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
What if your morning was just easier? At Wawa,
Good morning.
it is. With everything you need to get your day moving.
Hi.
Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
It matters late at night.
It matters when you aren't sure and need someone who is.
It matters when times are tight and saving money can really make a difference.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate you. Hi, Alex.
Where you get your medicine has never mattered more. That's why we have more locations than any other pharmacy, with pharmacists you get to know right in your neighborhood.
Where you get your medicine matters.
Is your cookware scratched inside and an eyesore on the outside? Introducing Gotham Steel Hammered Cream Cookware. Forged with an authentic hammered design, engineered with extremely strong titanium and tri-coated with ultra non-stick ceramic. Gotham Steel features double the non-stick release. Now you can cook healthier without all the butter or oil. Get this huge 15-piece set for 4 payments of $49.99 with free shipping.
To order, call 1-800-513-6408.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces? Then it might be time to consider Nano hearing aids. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids. Prescription hearing aids could cost $3,000 or more. Nano hearing aids are now offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Call now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. And if you're not happy, return them for a full refund.
Why settle for any meal deal when you can have one you really want? Wawa's $5 Big Breakfast Deal gets you any Sizzly breakfast sandwich, any size hot or iced coffee, and a hash brown, all for just $5. Big taste, big value. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
It is 6:13 on this very cold Wednesday morning. Cambridge Cam FH Fur showing the clouds increasing 21 degrees, but feeling much colder with the wind as we're looking at actual temperatures in the teens and low 20s. And then a very bitter cold northerly wind gusting over 20 miles per hour. Those feels like temperatures down to 10 in Salisbury and Milton, 11 in Georgetown, 21 in Rehoboth. So the bottom line is bundle up. We are seeing clouds beginning to increase. Snow showing up on radar, probably not hitting the ground of Virginia, but it is farther to the west, and we'll be watching that snow building. And so if the kids do have school today, off to school, they're fine. It's just bitter cold, 19, feeling colder with the wind, and then, maybe some snowflakes heading home from school. You can catch them on their tongue. I used to do that as a kid. 28 degrees as snow develops and accumulates into this evening.
Bit of a scary situation yesterday. 4 people are now safe following a boat fire on the Delaware River. This is just before 9:30 a.m. The Delaware Bay Coast Guard received a distress call from the crew of the tugboat that was on fire. You can see some of the smoke there in your picture. This was near Pea Patch Island. That's an area north of Middletown in Newcastle County. Coast Guard crews helped all 4 crew members on that boat safely evacuate.
The Blood Bank of Delmarva has partnered up with the clothing company 302 Horseshoe Crab to give away free limited edition t-shirts to all blood, platelet, and plasma donors in celebration of 302 Day. The shirts will be available from February 22nd to March 3rd at the Blood Bank of Delmarva's donor centers. They will also be available at 12 p.m. at the blood drives throughout February and March.
Georgetown Public Library and volunteers are making plastic bags into mats for the homeless. Since 2019, the program called Volunteer Delaware 50 Plus has created over 400 mats statewide. And now, the Georgetown Library, they're looking to make 100 more by the end of 2025. No experience is needed in this effort at upcoming workshops, including Thursday, February 20th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the library.
Kentucky Fried Chicken is flying the coop for greener pastures. The fast food chain is leaving its ancestral home in Kentucky and will move its corporate headquarters to Texas. The company's CEO said it is a decision that will help KFC sustain its growth and improve services to customers, shareholders, and franchise owners.
Coca-Cola jumping into the prebiotic soda category. They got a new beverage. It's being touted as good for your health. Simply Pop is expected to roll out later this month. The drink will come in 5 flavors. It will contain vitamins, and Coca-Cola hopes Simply Pop will become a rival to popular Poppy and Olipop brands.
Still ahead, Flu Focus will tell you how doctors say you can stay safe as a rise in illnesses like the flu is happening right now.
Starting to see some daylight on the Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam. 20 in Laurel, the clouds are increasing, and we'll see that snow developing later today as a code red goes into effect for accumulating snow, not a big storm. I'll track the snow on Futurecast and talk about snow totals in your full forecast in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Coast TV weather can be heard on Big 107.7.
Recent storms have caused roof, siding, and gutter damage in our area. All Exteriors can be out to your home as soon as tomorrow, and they work directly with your insurance. Call All Exteriors now or visit allexteriorsmd.com.
Flashing lights. See them, and you know to go slow. Now we put that same technology in the palm of your hand with Lizard Flare. It's the high-tech safety flare with no flame. Lizard Flare uses 15 high-intensity LED strobes that can be seen nearly a mile away, and a powerful magnet that sticks to your car without exiting the vehicle. Look, flares are dangerous, but Lizard Flare won't let you down. A dead battery, an empty gas tank. With Lizard Flare, help is on the way. Lizard Flare Pro has an ultra-bright flashlight too.
Get your Lizard Flare for only $9.99, but wait, Lizard Flare may be discontinued. Due to rising costs, Lizard Flare is stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There is a strict limit of 2 vehicle packs per order. Call now.
This may be your last chance, so call 1-800-604-4696. That's 1-800-604-4696 or visit lizardflare.com now.
Recent storms have caused roof, siding, and gutter damage in our area. All Exteriors can be out to your home as soon as tomorrow, and they work directly with your insurance. Call All Exteriors now or visit allexteriorsmd.com.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner. Stanley Steamer is proud to be the leader in deep cleaning, cleaning over 1 million homes and businesses across America every year, using powerful equipment custom built by us. We'll remove the buildup of dirt, dust, allergens, grime, and contaminants seen and unseen from your home and business. America's professional deep cleaner for over 75 years. It's not clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Time is 6:18, and you are looking live at the Roosevelt Inlet in Lewis. We're waiting for daybreak there. I think you can see it maybe out in the distance. We're preparing for a 3rd winter storm, Bob, and hopefully this will be the last winter storm.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Matt, this is the caboose. This is the last in a series of storms that we have coming through, and I think we're all breathing a sigh of relief for that for sure. You see this QR code right here? Make sure you get your phone in camera mode, hold it over that, and you'll see the link pop up for the Coast TV weather app. Very important tool to have any time of the year, but especially when we're talking about storms. We do have a winter weather advisory. Goes into effect this afternoon, continues until Thursday evening for Sussex County from Bridgeville to Laurel down US 13. Also Highway 9 from Georgetown to Lewis, Millsboro, and Fenwick Island as well. I think we could see higher amounts of snow from Salisbury into Somerset, Wycomico, and Worcester counties, and that's why you're shaded in pink here with the winter storm warning, maybe upwards of 5 inches of snow, and then the Eastern Shore under a winter weather advisory until 6 p.m. Thursday. Not 5 inches, but maybe somewhere in the order of about 1 to 3. Now, the southern tip of Delmarva, maybe south of Chincoteague to Cape Charles, Charles could see maybe upwards of 8 to 10 inches. I know they're expecting 8 to 10 inches around the Hampton Roads area into northeast parts of North Carolina around Elizabeth City. So this is where the bullseye of the snow will be, a little bit farther to our south. 20 in Seaford now, 20 in Milton. It's cold. 19 in Redden, and then we've got gusty winds out of the north up to about 20 miles per hour. So it feels like temperatures have been down in the single digits, but basically it feels like 10 to 15 degrees above right now as the clouds are beginning to increase ahead of the system. Some snow showing up on radar to our south. Don't think this is hitting the ground yet because we still have a lot of dry air, but it is farther to the west with low pressure developing across, we'll call it the upstate of South Carolina right now. And you see the snow there, and that low will be tracking to our south. We'll be on the cold side, on the snowy side of the system. So Futurecast has the clouds increasing throughout the day. By noon, only mid-20s. And by 3:30, maybe some of that snow moving up through Maryland into parts of Sussex County. But it looks like the steadier and heavier snow with this model is staying across Maryland, Salisbury over to Ocean City, maybe clipping Bethany Beach through about 8:30 up into Millsboro and Dewey Beach. But north of Highway 9, not much in the way of snow with this model. And then it looks like it wants to shove it out to sea late tonight into tomorrow morning, then actually get us into sunshine tomorrow morning before we cloud up again in the afternoon. It's breezy and cold, and we see another burst of snow possible into the afternoon as temperatures are frigid in the 20s with very cold winds. This is the European model, bringing the snow a little farther to the north into Sussex County as we go into this evening. Then you see this deeper blue color indicating some of that heavier snow, maybe a brief burst into Sussex County late tonight, and then all moving offshore, maybe that quick burst into tomorrow afternoon. European model showing about 1 to 3 inches of snow. Right now, officially, I'm saying up to an inch, and maybe northern parts of Sussex County less than an inch, 1 to 3 around Georgetown back through Seaford. Salisbury about 3 to 5 inches for you, Ocean Pines and Ocean View as well, as I think the snow will be fluffy. It's going to be cold. We're going to see feels like temperatures into the teens and 20s by Thursday morning, feeling very, very cold. And then as we go into Friday morning, feeling like 10 above. Very cold the next few days as we have the snow, the code red later today and tomorrow. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, sunshine Friday, 37, warming through the 40s this weekend, and the weather pattern calming down and then warming into the 50s early next week.
All right, thank you, Bob. It has been a rough few weeks of cold and flu season, and doctors are starting to see an uptick of respiratory illnesses. This has led Tidal Health to reinstate a temporary mask mandate. Coast TV saw people in Lewis going in and out of pharmacies. One man we spoke to says it's best to get a flu vaccine shot.
The flu is going around. Some of my friends have gotten the flu shot also, but also have gotten the flu. So it's a very strong flu and a different variant, I believe. I think wearing a mask would really help more.
Tidal Health's mask mandate is for all staff, patients, and visitors. And this does bring us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how do you feel about the return of masks in hospitals?
62% of voters say it's a necessary precaution. 33% say overreaction. 3% say should be permanent. And 2% say a temporary solution. And if you haven't voted yet, you can still do so on CoastTV.com or on our mobile app. And up next on Coast TV News today, sewer prompts harvesting pause. We'll tell you how long Worcester County says it will implement a pause in shellfish harvesting after a sewer infestation. Don't go anywhere.
Listen to 93.5 The Beach, Delmarva's rock station.
Dandelions, a bright yellow warning that now is the time for prevention because crabgrass and clover aren't far behind. Hillside Lawn Service has been making lawns around the Chesapeake healthier and weed-free for nearly 30 years. From soil to trees, grass and weeds, Hillside's certified agronomists test your soil, apply exactly what it needs and nothing it doesn't. Their high-efficiency formulas help protect our waterways. Switch to Hillside now and get $25 off their annual maintenance program. Call Hillside Lawn Service for your free assessment.
Welcome to the Brush Factory. Explore our over 60 local merchants and artists all together under one roof. You just never know what you'll find at the Brush Factory on Kings.
As always, we'd like to thank you for supporting our family of local merchants.
We could not do it without you.
Draper Media is searching for a full-time entry-level accountant.
Successful candidates should have at least an associate's degree or equivalent experience. Candidates with experience in Sage Intacct will be given preference. It's an extremely detail-oriented job involving problem solving. Join the Draper Media team today as our next accountant with full benefits. Go to drapermediajobs.com to learn more and apply. Draper Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Many parents assume that the vision screening at the pediatrician's office is all that's required. While vision screening is an important first step, it's not the same as a comprehensive eye exam. There are some serious eye diseases that are not detected in a regular screening. The American Optometric Association advises that the first eye exam be at the age of 3.
Dr. Tracy Boss is accepting new patients, including pediatrics, at Chesapeake Eye Centers in Salisbury and Berlin. For more about Chesapeake Eye, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
In Worcester County, officials put a pause on shellfish harvesting in Ocean Pines after about 200 gallons of sewage has infested water at the Manklin Creek. Worcester County Public Works identified and repaired a 10-inch sewer main break near the corner of Ocean Parkway and Cathel Road in Ocean Pines. And after contacting the Maryland Department of Environment, Manklin Creek has now been on a temporary pause for shellfish harvesting. People we spoke with say they're glad this happened during the off-season.
I can't believe that anybody's doing any crabbing right at this point in time, but I don't see how that would have any impact.
According to the county, the closure will remain in effect until March 1st. Whenever Bob keeps giving his forecast and he has that map up with all of the temperatures, Matt and I keep shaking our heads. It's not beach weather.
Yeah, people wonder why I don't like this time of year. They question that, Bob.
Do they?
Yeah. I feel like the bad guy here.
You're a good guy.
No, kidding.
In my heart, you're a good guy.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Hey, you know, winter will eventually go away. In fact, next week we have a huge warm-up. But until then, Chincoteague and Assateague, we're looking at lots of clouds today. I think the snow's a little early. I think it breaks out into the afternoon, and temperatures staying in the 20s. That's really cold, even at the beaches, Fenwick Island and Ocean City. You'll see snow developing as we go into the afternoon. And then on the Bayside, Cambridge, snowy today and tomorrow, about 1 to 3 inches. And then sunshine Friday, 37. Similar conditions for Crisfield with the snow, wind, and cold right through the end of the week. But it does start to warm up into the weekend, and especially next week as the storms calm down. I'll have your forecast, much more coming up in the next half hour.
And after the break on Coast TV News today, new tariffs near. We'll tell you when President Trump says he will make an announcement on new tariffs that could impact vehicles and more.
Also, no progress in vacation verdict. Why Ocean City punted on a decision over the minimum length of stay for short-term rentals.
And electric bill business impact. We'll tell you how some Sussex County businesses say the rising prices are affecting them and how one Milford representative is looking for answers. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
Ready to upgrade your drive? Visit buyatoyota.com or scan this QR code and start your journey today. Ready for anything with comfort that lasts the whole trip? Your new RAV4 is waiting with deals just a click away. Right now, buy a new Toyota RAV4 with low 4.99% APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
Just one final touch, and then I'm ready.
Hey, what are you doing?
What do you think, you're the only one excited for the Better Living Expo at the Wycomico Youth and Civic Center?
February 22nd and 23rd. There will be experts on hand to answer questions about remodeling, landscaping, pet training, and more. Plus, arts and crafts and live animals for the kids.
Get in line, Mike.
Join us for the Better Living Expo at the Wycomico Civic Center, February 22nd and 23rd.
You push it. You try to hold them shut, but your doors won't stay closed no matter what. Introducing Ruby Monkey Magnets. Ultra-thin magnetic plates that will keep your doors and drawers shut. Just peel to reveal the super strong adhesive. Place the monkey, then the magnet, and close. Installation is that simple, and now you have a door that will stay shut. The secret is the ultra-strong industrial magnet's powerful attraction that holds tight. Monkey magnets work on most surfaces and are perfect for cabinets, dresser drawers, sliding closet doors, and more. Even your outdoor problems are solved in an instant because they're corrosion and rust resistant. Call or go online now to get 8 sets of monkey magnets for only $9.99. Due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get monkey magnets at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 house pack per order. Call now.
Call 1-800-453-9032. That's 1-800-453-9032. Call or visit getmonkeymagnets.com. So call 1-800-453-9032 now.
Now on Coast TV News.
Code Red goes into effect this afternoon for accumulating snow for Delmarva. Snow is developing to our west this morning. I'll track the snow on future casts and have snow totals coming up next.
Icy chaos as we await the next winter system here. We get a look at the havoc it has caused in other parts of the nation.
Power bill climb. We look at the latest effort in dealing with people paying more across Delmarva.
Rental rule delay. Why Ocean City officials are pushing back a decision on short-term rental regulations.
This is Coast TV News Today.
February 19th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
And we're approaching 6:31 on this Wednesday morning. I think depending on where you live on Delmarva, you're either looking at a dusting heading into tonight, or perhaps you might need to break out that shovel again.
I'm really hoping we don't have to do that much shoveling. Really hoping. But first, our meteorologist Bob Trahey is going to tell us how much shoveling we will have to do if we have to do it. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Elisa and Matt. I think if you live in northern Sussex County and points north, you may not have to shovel at all. You may not see a flake. And farther south, Salisbury back towards Ocean Pines, yeah, definitely keep that shovel handy. You'll probably need it. All right, we're looking at a cold start out there this morning. Temperatures in the teens and low 20s, 21 in Ocean City, 21 in Rehoboth, 20 in Georgetown, and it's a cold northerly wind gusting 15 to 20 miles per hour, making that wind chill about 10 to 15 degrees. Feels like 8 in Ocean City. There were some single-digit feels like temperatures in Salisbury around 8 or 9 above, so very, very cold. We are starting to cloud up now ahead of that snowy system, and even looks like snow showing up on radar around Chincoteague and then over the bay and then back towards Virginia, but I think we have a lot of dry air at the surface. This is not hitting the ground yet, as we still have high pressure over the top of us, but farther to the west through the Ohio Valley and the deep south, as low pressure is gathering strength, we are seeing the snow there, and that system will track to our south. We'll be on the northern side, the cold and snowy side of that system. Winter weather advisory in effect for Sussex County goes into effect later today and continues into tomorrow, with a winter storm warning farther to the south, Salisbury, Ocean Pines, Newark area. A little more in the way of snow for you, and for the eastern shore, a winter weather advisory as we're seeing increasing clouds, very cold conditions, temperatures into the mid-20s, increasing snow later in the day, especially from Salisbury, maybe into southeast Sussex County down into Ocean City this evening. Farther north, hardly any snow, more of that snow farther to the south. Day part forecast has us cloudy and cold all day. I'll have much more on this system and the code red alert for the snow coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you, Bob. And as we await that winter system to hit us, we are going to look at what it's been doing across the country. Here's a video from Oklahoma. This is Tuesday afternoon near the Missouri state line. The highway we are showing you is Interstate 44, and that was closed for several hours due to the number of crashes that occurred.
And we saw a similar scene near South Bend, Indiana. This is following a multi-car accident. The Indiana State Patrol says the pileup involved 9 semi-trucks, 4 cars, also 1 State Patrol vehicle. The accident sparked a huge traffic backup. Authorities say, though, that there were no injuries.
And DELDOT began preparing on Tuesday for our incoming snowstorm. The agency was seen brining the roads to get ahead of the 3rd winter storm this year. This was around 1:30 in Lewis on Sweetbriar Road, 285 and Dairy Farm Road. And DELDOT urges drivers to give the crews on the roads plenty of space as they work for your safety.
And for continued coverage of this upcoming winter storm, listen to all of our radio stations, download our Coast TV First Alert Weather app, and follow our live updates. We are your source for winter events.
Power bills are climbing across the peninsula, and people are asking for help, and politicians are demanding answers. Representative Brian Shoup owns the pharmacy in downtown Milford, and he says the power needed to run multiple fridges is running up their bills.
You know, we've had to keep back our investments wherever we can in our business. Unfortunately, sometimes that's on products, sometimes that's on hours.
Shoup says he's had other business owners in his district reach out to him searching for help, and a short-term relief bill is in the work in Delaware's General Assembly that, if passed, hopes to give some funds from electric fees back to consumers.
Plans continue to be worked on for an area in Milford called Deep Branch Park, and those plans will be reviewed by Sussex County's Planning and Zoning Commission. Milford wants to transform the over 19-acre parcel into a park on Rehoboth Boulevard. Some ideas for it include playgrounds, pickleball courts, and walking trails. The commission meeting takes place today at 3 p.m.
A bill in the Delaware General Assembly would expand criminal background checks to more state workers. Currently, only Department of Labor employees handling sensitive information are required to get checked. The House Bill 20 would now apply to new hires, transfers, contractors, and volunteers across multiple departments. The bill also allows the Delaware State Bureau of Identification to keep track of any criminal history updates after the initial check, and it has been assigned to the House Labor Committee. A highly anticipated decision was delayed in Ocean City after weeks of debate. Town leaders were expected to make a final call Tuesday night on short-term rental regulations, specifically a minimum stay requirement.
But that didn't exactly happen. Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us it could be at least a week before we see a final decision from council.
Stay for 5 or more days or don't stay at all. That's the debate Ocean City leaders took up Tuesday, and opinions are still divided among locals. One woman lives in Ocean City and has short-term rented in the past. She told Coast TV a 5-day minimum means business is lost.
If I couldn't do 3 days, I'd not make the money that I am capable of making at having a 3-day minimum.
Michael Ryan, on the other hand, says it's a good idea and would maintain the hometown feel in some residential areas.
I know we live in a resort town, essentially, and so we have to find that balance between, long, full-time residents and vacationers.
What the town was trying to avoid was making these neighborhoods feel like they're hotels by having a 1, 2, even 3-day stay. Like right here in downtown Ocean City, you got one right there, 2, 3, and of course across the street, another one. That's what they were trying to stay away from. Short-term renting stays in the spotlight once again in Ocean City. For Coast TV News, I'm Brendan Conroy.
And Ocean City's next council meeting is planned for Monday, March 3rd.
And the council has already passed a measure limiting occupancy to 2 people per bedroom in rental properties. And at an earlier meeting this month, they also approved an 11-month moratorium on new short-term rental licenses in the single-family and mobile home residential districts.
The Wicomico County Council is walking back on controversial kennel legislation. The county is amending a bill that would have put a major restriction on where kennels could be in the county. Originally, kennels would have to be 1,000 feet away from the nearest home, but now that number is just 500 feet. Plus, already existing kennels are now grandfathered in to the old regulations, so they won't be forced to close if they aren't in compliance.
This afternoon, the SS United States is scheduled to leave Philadelphia. This after strong winds forced the cancellation of the Tuesday departure date. The luxury ship, it was active in the 1950s and 60s before it retired in 1969. Once the ship arrives in the Gulf of Mexico, it will be sunk and serve as part of an artificial reef. It will not be a fast-moving journey to the southern part of the Delaware Bay. If it leaves on time Wednesday, it won't be until Thursday morning that the SS United States will be seen off of our coast.
We are now taking a live look at our nation's capital, and President Donald Trump is detailing new tariffs he says are in the works. They could affect vehicles, pharmaceuticals, and computer chips and be around 25%. Trump says he'll formally unveil them as early as April 2nd. And that's the day after the previously stated deadline for an investigation into reciprocal tariffs. Future tariffs could affect all sorts of industries.
It's going to be interesting to see where the pain is felt if indeed these tariffs go through.
Some American businesses appear to be struggling with Trump's rapid-fire trade changes. Other companies say the 10% tariff on Chinese imports is hindering their supply chains.
Got more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, parade exit protests will tell you why organizers are unhappy after they say the National Guard pulled out of a parade to celebrate Frederick Douglass's birthday.
Also, Sussex Tech troubles. The rough night for the Ravens girls basketball team as they were unable to get over the 500 mark on the season.
And Lewis Looks at Park Plans will tell you how many projects are on the table for the areas in the city, including impacting its beaches. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
We salute Dan Long. Assistant Fire Chief Dan Long has been an inspirational member of the fire service for over 30 years. He's served as a paramedic with the Salisbury Fire Department and currently a career EMT with the West Side Fire Department. He's a member of the dive team and in charge of the cadet program. Dan's commitment to excellence is unmatched, and we salute him for his service.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would
So
say.
they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would
And
go.
they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think
And
so.
they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out?
And
And the
so-
custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
The Harry K Foundation presents its annual chocolate crawl on Saturday, April 26th in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Enjoy delectable chocolate creations and then vote for your favorite to win top prize. For tickets and info, visit harrykfoundation.org/events.
Vacation starts with VA. All that you love, all in one trip. Start yours at virginia.org.
Do you have stains in your carpet that won't come out? You need Horsepower Bullshot, the all-new hands-free carpet cleaner and deodorizer. Just spray, and the stain and odor go away. Got pet messes? This black light shows a urine stain is gone in just seconds. The advanced foam action formula penetrates deep to emulsify and neutralize stains and odors. It erases blood stains, makeup, juice, coffee, and more. For older and tougher stains, just give it a little rub and watch as Bullshot works its magic. Red wine spills? They're no problem for Bullshot. And watch up close as burnt bacon grease stains are obliterated right before your very eyes. Get Horsepower Bullshot for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get yours. And there's a strict limit of 3 at this low, low price. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-693-6210 or visit buybullshot.com. So call 1-800-693-6210 or visit buybullshot.com now.
642, increasing clouds on this Wednesday morning, awaiting the snow tunnel in Razor Camp 21. It is breezy and it's very cold out there. Teens and lower 20s. These are the actual temperatures right now with a gusty northerly wind, and we're feeling like temperatures in the single digits and teens. So you really want to bundle up out there. It's bitter cold. We are increasing the clouds. Radar showing snow trying to get going now to our south. Still a little too dry for that. I think the falling snow is back to the west, and that will build in a little bit later on. Today's checklist: hat, scarves, gloves, a must. Have that snow shovel handy, especially farther south you go. Spare clothes in the car, that's always a great idea when we're talking about snow. Pack your patience, make sure you have a warm beverage, and maybe the sunglasses for this morning. Congratulations to Nancy from Millsboro on a new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you, Bob. The Lewis Parks and Recreation Committee met this week to discuss the short and long-term plans for the park system in the city. The plan includes 100 projects, and the commission is looking at which ones to prioritize. Some examples listed are more walking trails, safer lighting in the parks, and planting more trees.
I love nature, so I think it's incredibly important for everyone to do a lot of nature immersion. So more trees would be great. I see a lot of construction going on in the area, which is wonderful, but I also hope that we can keep trees. Lots of nature, trees, flowers, whatever we can do.
The beaches in Lewis are also on the table for discussion, even looking at the idea of webcams and Wi-Fi hotspots on the beaches.
DNREC is working with the EPA to study salt marsh ecosystems in Sussex County. This is at Canary Creek in Lewis. Water level wells and camera traps have been installed to monitor both groundwater and surface water, along with taking soil samples. Scientists say all this data will help assess wetland health.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning. Early college high school girls basketball aiming to conclude their regular season by topping Sussex Tech out in Georgetown last night. The Ravens hoping to move above 500 with a victory, with 3 final regular season matchups remaining in the first quarter of action. Tiana Bibbins of Sussex Tech finds Anaya Bailey, who banks into the Ravens' first points of the game, 2-0 Tech. Shortly after, Ava Brickhouse of Early College lets it fly and cashes in, giving the Hornets a 3-2 lead. Then, Marsha Brown dodging the Ravens and floating into right there, Hornets up 9-2. A few minutes later, more from Brown outrunning the Ravens and depositing the deuce. Early College ahead 17-4. On the other end, Anaya Bailey of Sussex Tech sails it in from deep. Nothing but net. Ravens down by 12. Second quarter, the Ravens keep it rolling. Ben Bibbins with the crafty finish. Score now 21-9. In the third quarter, Ava Brickhouse from behind the arc. It's good. Hornets pulled ahead 30-14. To the fourth quarter of action, Nevaeh Trott of ECHS adds 2 on the scoreboard, 42-25 Hornets. More from Early College, a perfect pass from Marsha Brown. Ashaya Brown, her attempt off the rim, but Jayla Dukes cleans up the loose change, making the score 47-25. But the Ravens fighting back later in the fourth. Mariah McCabe of Sussex Tech with the shot, and eventually it falls as the Ravens trail by 20. Next up on the other end, Ashira Brown finishes the basket. Early College defeats Sussex Tech 53-29. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day.
And coming up tonight on DSN, your game of the night at 8:30. Watch Delmarva Christian host St. Peter and Paul for girls basketball battle. Then catch a full recap of all of that action on the final score at 10:30. And over on the DSN Plus app, along with that game we just mentioned, at 5 p.m. you can watch Delmarva Christian play James and Bennett for another girls basketball battle. Then at 5:15, Seaford takes on Middletown in boys basketball. And at 7 p.m., Sussex Central faces Dover in boys basketball.
Increasing clouds and cold in Ocean View as we await the snow. That develops later today as we see a code red going into effect for accumulating snow. I'll track the snow on Futurecast, talk about snow totals, and then a weekend warm-up on the way. It's all coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We're Delmarva proud.
It's the President's Day sale too big for just one store. February 13th through the 21st at Donaway Furniture in Ocean City, Bethany Resort Furnishings in Bethany, and the new Home Living by Donaway in West OC. Save store-wide on in-stock and custom items. Get 10% off any purchase, 15% off purchases of $19.99 or more, and 20% off $49.99 or more. And as always, veterans and active duty military, law enforcement, and first responders get an additional 5% off. See you there.
Who wants to drag out a bulky vacuum? Introducing Horsepower Duck, a super compact vac with ultra powerful suction. Clean up that mess in the kitchen, the spill on the sofa, even sawdust in the workshop. Just duck it up. The compact design can reach the tightest places, so store it in any drawer where it's always at your fingertips. You can even store it in your glove box for the ultimate car vac. The HEPA filter helps remove dust and allergens. Plus, it dumps out with ease, so it's ready to clean again. Get the Horsepower Duck handbag for just $39.99. Order right now and we'll upgrade you to the Duck Pro package, a $30 value, yours free. You get the bendable tube, the crevice nozzle, and the soft brush nozzle, but supplies are limited, so there's a strict limit of 3 ducks per order. This may be your last chance to get yours at this low price, so don't delay. Duck it up today.
Call 1-800-581-3085 or visit duckback.com. So call 1-800-581-3085 or visit duckback.com now.
The weather is brought to you by Royal Plus. In disaster's wake, there's only one call to make.
When you have damage caused by frozen or burst pipes, getting help fast is crucial. Royal Plus offers immediate and professional cleanup services if you should suffer damage from frozen pipes. Our water extraction and restoration repair technicians are experts at restoring any structure, location, or property type, and are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to respond to your water emergency. In disaster's wake, there's one call to make. Royal Plus. Find us at royalplus.com. We bring calm to the chaos.
49, and we are taking a live look outside at Laurel this morning. And Bob, the sun, hopefully we're going to get a little sun today. I know it's not really doing its job of warming everything up, though.
A little bit of sun this morning, Elisa. Yeah, if you want to wear those sunglasses, get them out early because we're going to cloud up and then eventually see that snow into this afternoon. Make sure you scan the QR code right there. That will get you to the Coast TV weather app as we've got another winter event on the way. Winter weather advisory, Sussex County from Bridgeville to Milford, down 113 to Millsboro and Selbyville, Fenwick Island up to Dewey Beach, and then US 13 Delmarva to Bridgeville, all probably looking at some accumulating snow, especially the farther south you go. Winter storm warning, Somerset, Wycomico, and Worcester counties. Here, I think you'll definitely have a better chance of seeing maybe 4 or 5 inches possibly of snow. Ocean Pines, Liberty Town, back through Salisbury and Eden as well. And about 1 to 3 inches of snow around Dorchester County, winter weather advisory there, including Cambridge. Now, farther down south on the peninsula, Cape Charles could see 8 to 10 inches of snow. And then down into the Norfolk area, Hampton Roads area, 8 to 10 inches there possible. Elizabeth City. So this is the bullseye of the heaviest snow. And then you go farther north and we'll start to see lesser amounts. It's cold out there, teens to right around 20 degrees right now. So really cold. And then we've got a northerly breeze that's adding that sting to the air. So it's feeling like 10 to about 15 above zero right now. Very, very cold as the clouds are starting to thicken up. Radar is starting to show snow now across Delmarva and eastern Virginia. I highly doubt this is hitting the ground. We still have high pressure in place and still drier air, but farther to the west where we're seeing low pressure developing across the upstate of South Carolina, we are seeing that snow now from Virginia down into the southeast, and this low will be tracking off the Virginia Capes, and we'll be to the north of that with that fluffy snow as we go through time. So it's cold this morning. We're increasing the clouds. Look how temperatures move very little. By noon, we're into the mid-20s, upper 20s, maybe by 3 o'clock, and then here comes the snow. Salisbury to Berlin, Ocean City. This is the axis of the heaviest snow. Lighter snow as we make our way into Sussex County. And north of Highway 9, hardly any snow, according to this model, as we go into this evening. And then still some snow hanging on later tonight. And this model clears it out by Thursday morning and then clouds it up again tomorrow afternoon. Maybe one last burst of snow and then very cold as we go into Thursday evening. This is the European model, bringing some of that steadier snow farther north into Sussex County. But even then, I don't think it's super heavy, but maybe Highway 9 and south down into Salisbury and Ocean Pines. That's the axis of the heaviest snow. And then maybe one more burst of snow into the afternoon hours. This is the European model, thinking about 1 to 3 inches of snow area wide. I'm thinking up to an inch, maybe less, northwest Sussex County, and then points north about 1 to 3 inches from Salisbury, Georgetown, Lewis, and Millsboro. And then maybe fluffing up 3 to 5 inches from Pittsville to Ocean Pines. As it will be very cold the next few days with that wind. It's going to be feeling like teens and 20s as we go through time. By Friday morning, feeling like 10 to 15 above. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Snow into early Thursday, about 1 to 3 inches. Friday, 37 with sunshine, warming through the 40s this weekend, then dry and 50s early next week.
Thank you, Bob. Maryland National Guard, they're pulling out of a parade to celebrate Frederick Douglass's birthday. Saturday will be the 3rd annual celebration for Douglas's birthday in Easton. They're supposed to include a parade. We have a look at previous celebrations. The organizer asked the National Guard for a Black Hawk helicopter flyover along with a marching band and tactical vehicles, all to be part of the procession. However, a memo sent by the National Guard explained that they could not use federal resources to host any celebrations or events like Black History Month, Pride, or Women's History Month. Limitation, quote, is based upon recent Department of Defense guidance that was published on January 31st. The organizer of this says it's not fair.
I'm offended by the fact that they did it. You know, as a combat vet myself, and I don't blame the National Guard. It's not the National Guard. It came down from the Secretary of Defense.
Frederick Douglass Celebration still plans to hold an event at the Avalon Theater there in Easton.
We're seeing increasing clouds, cold conditions on the FH4 camera in Cambridge, awaiting the snow. That builds in later today with the code red going into effect for accumulating snow, about 1 to 3 inches in Sussex County, higher amounts farther to the south. It warms up this weekend and it calms down next week. Your 10-day forecast is coming up next.
Turn your dreams of a perfect kitchen into reality with That Cabinet Store, where a dedicated team of designers will bring your vision to life. Whether it's traditional or European, kitchen design is our specialty. And we can get your fully customized kitchen cabinets installed in as little as 4 weeks, semi-custom in 10 days. And if you're looking for new countertops, we offer quality in-house fabricated countertops. Dream today, designs for tomorrow at That Cabinet Store, located with Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville and Salisbury.
You need to lose weight, but you hate lugging out that big blender for a healthy shake. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. Designed like this shake bottle you take to the gym, it has the motor and blades built right into the lid. Bionic Blade quickly creates smooth drinks just like the big blenders. But this is portable, so you can make a shake anywhere. Make pina coladas right by poolside. Even grind coffee beans and make a quick, refreshing iced coffee pick-me-up on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 and we'll even ship it to you free. But wait, order now and get 2 sipping lids, a second large blender container, plus the sports lid. Yours free. You'll get this entire portable blending system for just $29.99. Call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-709-7148 or go to buybionicblade.com. So call 1-800-709-7148 or you can order online at buybionicblade.com.
It's the incredible Red Dog, the amazing universal socket tool that fits, grips, and tightens virtually any fastener. Look at all the different sizes and shapes, nuts, bolts, and screws. Any head will do. Red Dog grabs on tight and locks into place fast. It replaces hundreds of different tools, yet it's smaller than a battery. 54 telescoping steel pins mold around any object. Then, up to 150 pounds of torque knock out rusted fasteners. You can get Red Dog for just $19.99. Breaking news: Red Dog may be discontinued. Due to supply chain shortages, Red Dog is stopping manufacturing immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 per order while supplies last. Order now.
Call 1-800-519-7208. That's 1-800-519-7208 or visit byreddog.com. Call 1-800-519-7208 now.
The time is now 6:56, and we are going to take a quick look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, Bob and the First Alert crew tracking snow total projections throughout the day.
Yeah, we're thinking about 1 to 3 inches in Sussex County, higher amounts farther south and then lower amounts farther north. It's cold. We're only in the 20s today, and with the wind, we've got the teens, and then that snow builds in later this afternoon and this evening. Once again, around 1 to 3 inches for Sussex County, maybe about 4 to 5 around Salisbury over to Ocean City. And then things calm down. It's still cold Friday, 37, warming through the 40s this upcoming weekend. And then this is nice, 50s Monday through next Thursday. Things are quieter, and maybe another chance for rain and snow by Friday, but we'll worry about that down the road. This is the last winter storm, hopefully for a while.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back for Coast TV News midday at 11.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, stick with us, and you can download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Wednesday morning, everybody.